Okay, yalla, bismillah. Assalamu alaikum, Mohammed.
Alayhi salam, Simon.
How you doing, my brother? Walalke.
How are you, bro? Alhamdulillah, my brother. How are
I'm
you?
good. I'm good, bro. My Somali is getting rusty, bro. I think that's not a good thing, bro.
Me too,
Most
bro.
time.
Somali is I can
Oh man,
understand
oh
it.
man,
I gotta brush up on my Somali. Real talk.
bro. We gotta do a trip to Somalia. Just sit there in a duxi a few months, and we come out
Oh
there
yeah,
with our ma'awis, and khalas, we're killing it, right?
yeah. And give me some Swedish chocolate, you know?
Yeah. We do the first. We go to Somalia, then Sweden. We do
Oh yeah.
some. Yeah, we do the whole thing. Mashallah. I appreciate you taking your time today, mashallah. In the middle of all everything that's happening, right?
Yeah.
So my so I wanted to do like a check in, how things have
Mm.
been, and maybe have some nice advice for people listening as well. So my first question is basically how how was your life? Like how were things before we even got in contact with each other?
Um, my life, like when it comes to like changes with my health, it was very up and down. Like I'd be going like consistently intermittent fasting, 8,000 steps a day, and then
Mm,
like something would happen, like whether I'll just like give up or like I would have like a couple of cheat meals, and then
mm.
my perfectionism would be like, sorry man, you got to start over, you know. And then
Turn yourself in.
yeah, it would be like you had a good 2 weeks, now you got to start over, so we'll start again
Mm,
next week.
subhanallah.
Wallahi. So
Yeah,
like
that's I hear that one a lot. Not even like in health, but in any aspect, right? You can see Muslims like they want to, get back on their deen, do the
yeah.
salah on time, and then a few weeks in, they miss one or two, and it's like slippery slope.
Yeah,
Subhanallah. Like
that's the best
it's
way to say
crazy.
it. Slippery slope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and like, how did that make you feel? Like, where were you in your headspace, emotionally, like in the midst of all that, like kind of the roller coaster, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like tired, and I know it's like it's always mental because whenever you want to change, it's the beginning's always messy, and I didn't understand
Yeah.
that, and
Mm.
I was too ashamed to like ask my sisters and my brothers and my dad and my mom for help. Um, so getting a personal trainer, having accountability is
Mm.
actually really important.
I remember, subhanAllah, our very first call. You remember? I think you were
Yeah,
home. You were in your kitchen, something, right? Uh,
yeah,
I remember something like that, and then you mentioned like it was. I might remembering now, but it was like you were just frustrated and done with it, like done with the back and forth, and just like I gotta start. I gotta do. Get through that mess, like you mentioned, and just get started. So, what made you come to that point? What was like? Did something click, or did you get a sign from Allah? What happened, bro? You know?
I mean, you could say it's a sign. Because like I'm always on Instagram, you know, I have a lot of friends and family, old friends there, and I- I've been checking out some of your stories and some of your posts, and I'm like, okay, you know, I see a lot of fitness influencers, but I think you were the only Muslim one I saw, and like, and the truth is like, I don't know, like I don't know what other people's intentions are, but I know when I see like a Muslim guy. I'm like, okay, you know,
Mm,
like he's going to be honest. He's going to be truthful. If he follows the Sunnah and the Quran, like I'm in good hands, you know?
mm, Allah.
Yeah. I just,
That's
I'm
really
like,
important.
yeah, well, I'm like, he's not gonna, you know, mess me up because like there's always accountability on all of us from Allah. So I'm like, okay, he's a Muslim guy. He looks
Yeah.
legit, you know? So alhamdulillah.
I think that's important as well, bro. Like I've been thinking about that, especially now. Like social media, like it takes a bigger portion of our lives, right? Like whether we want it or not. And you see so much, stuff out there, right? Both good and bad, mostly bad, unfortunately. But I think
Yeah.
that ability to filter through all of this noise, like it's hard. Like naturally, it's not, it doesn't come naturally. Like, as soon as someone posts, I got these results for these people and this and that. I think you mentioned an important thing. When you have at least like, inshallah, this is, what we want to have in the back of our head. Now, when we see another Muslim brother or sister, we think good of them, right? Husnul dhan, like they say, like having a good thought about them, that they have good intentions. Like you mentioned, it's not only that you're gonna get a coach and be accountable, but you want that coach to be accountable as well, right? And be fearful of Allah, or at least mindful. I think that's really important. So having that filter is truly important, subhanAllah. So like, okay, so we got started, right? So we don't have to go through all the details, right? Like, but how was the journey? How was it like? What was your experience? And what were the results you got from it? Like, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of that.
I started at like 291, and I'm
Pounds,
currently
right?
264. Yeah, alhamdulillah, we have pounds. Not
Just so people
kilograms.
know, like, oh
Yeah,
man, 290 kilos.
yeah, kilos.
Uh,
Alhamdulillah, 291 pounds to
yeah,
264.
that's
Uh,
good, bro. MashaAllah,
yeah,
264. MashaAllah. Allah
alhamdulillah.
barik.
That's the most I've lost consistently. Like that's and so like the first one is a pound, losing a pound. Second one is you helped me get rid of the perfectionism I had with the whole ABC, a
Yeah.
daily program.
Mm.
That got rid of my perfection. I was like, it's all or nothing. It was like I either climb the mountain, or I don't even put my shoes on. Like there's nothing in between.
Bro, subhanallah, subhanallah, bro. I actually made a video recently, right? And it's been trending, so I'm doing a remake of it. So like it's like you see this person go and pick up laundry, right, and put it in the basket, and then one piece of laundry falls out of the basket, and the person's like, oh, and everything in the basket just throws it on the floor, and it's like different variations, like someone pouring some drink in their cup and spill a little bit, and like, okay, the whole drink on the table, just pour it all out. And it's really funny because it captures that, like, you can laugh at it because visually it looks ridiculous, but that's what's happening. Like the all or nothing thinking is exactly like that, you
Yeah,
know and you can see it in, even like Islamically, this is like a way for shaitan to, like, he takes any chance at us, like, for us to give up, right? So you might fall into a sin, a minor sin that just, it turns into a snowball effect of crazy stuff, and then you're sitting there like, bro, how did all of this happen, just
yeah,
from that little, you know what I mean, subhanallah. And I think it's powerful, like you mentioned too. It's almost like you're creating checkpoints throughout, whatever you're doing, right? So that, okay, I messed up now, but I don't have to restart the game. I can just, you know, like you said, go to plan A. I had plan B, didn't work. I do plan B. Yeah, plan A didn't work. I go to plan B. If that didn't work, I go to plan C, right? SubhanAllah. So how did that all affect you? Like, you first you started off like going back and forth, the roller coaster, and now, like, how is it now? Is it more consistent? Is it more, how is it?
I would say like I went back to intermittent fasting. Um, it's just easier for me at work to intermittent fast.
Mm, mm,
And basically, when my niece was in the hospital, my niece went to school for the first time since she
mm.
left the hospital today.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah
Alhamdulillah.
bless her.
I mean, and yeah, when my niece was in the hospital, like I wasn't eating good. Like, cause I'm like, oh,
Mm.
I'm at the hospital. I'm not at
Yeah.
home, my stuff. So like, I was eating the best, but now that I'm out, that she's out, and I'm back at my parents' house, I'm spending less money. I'm being more consistent. Um,
Mm.
there's a big my mom's house is in a big neighborhood, so that's good for like 10,000 steps. Uh,
Mashallah.
yeah, just being more consistent because like
Mm.
yeah, man, your program helped me out a lot, and it gave me a blueprint I can use for the rest of my life
Mm.
to understand, like, not just in health, but like, you know, like, also the other reason why I wanted to join you was because it wasn't just about health, it was about humanity, you know?
Yeah.
The combination.
Mm.
Yeah.
So do you have like an example of that, like Iman wise or like Islamically, like what kind of change did you see there?
I started doing my witr prayers more
Mm.
consistent.
Yeah. I don't remember that much.
I wasn't, sporadic with my Quran. Uh, like, even like, I was like, I either read one juice or nothing. But now I'm like, 5, 10 surahs
Mm.
before before Maghrib or after Maghrib or before I go to sleep.
Mm.
Uh, just touching the Quran, reading it, or even like doing extra couple of sunnah prayers a day.
Mm.
It adds up. But like before, I was like, it's either one juice or nothing.
Subhanallah. It's like you have a rock and you have water drops dropping on the rock. Have you seen it? And after a long time, like a long period of time, it creates all these water drops dropping on the rock itself. It, like creates a hole right through the rock, like literally drilling a hole. Like obviously over a long period of time. Like imagine if you took all of that water in a bucket and just poured it on the rock. Like nothing will happen. All these small drops, just because they are small drops over a long period of time, it just like changes things. And that makes me like think about this hadith. You're basically living it, right? That Prophet ﷺ said that the most beloved deeds to Allah are those that are consistent, even if they're few, right? So it doesn't have to be a juz of the Quran every day. Like if you can do that, amazing, right? But if you can't, halas, turn it down. Like you said, five surahs. If you're reading from the not like Surah Al-Baqarah and Al-Imran, but like the short chapters, or you can like even 5 verses, you know, something simple. Because if you're consistent, think about this. Any day, Allah decides, may Allah, give us long lives, but decides to send the angel of death to take our lives, and it's like if you're consistent with your ibadah, if you're consistent with things, and you die on that state, you're gonna die in a good state, right? Like you're
Mm.
gonna have read the Quran, you're gonna have prayed your prayers and all that. But imagine if you're all or nothing. Like one day you're gonna be this mashallah sheikh, and another day you like you said, you won't even put your shoes on. What if the angel of death comes that day? You never know, right? You get like kind of subhanallah. So it's I from what I understand, like that's kind of also I can see the wisdom behind that, being consistent every day. It's something, right?
Yeah.
Subhanallah. So what would you say, like, if you have someone listening, right? Both brother and sister, right? But they're listening and they're like, man, what Muhammad said about how he was before with all or nothing and, you know, up and down, and they're in that position right now, what would your advice be? Like, what would you tell them?
I'll tell them to get some accountability.
Mm.
Um, because like Allah gives you one life and there's no reset button. There's no can I go back and change things? The best time to plant a tree is today. If you didn't do it 20 years ago, it's today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get started today or regret it tomorrow.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah.
It's either the pain of doing or pain of regretting. You know?
You're gonna feel pain regardless.
Yeah. But why,
Yeah.
like, why accountability? Why that? Like, why not something else? Why is accountability that important?
I guess for me specifically, yeah, I know
Mm.
some of the Islamic scholars they always tell themselves like account make yourself accountable before you're accounted for.
Yeah.
And so like if you have like I think that's the reason why we have a brotherhood and a sisterhood in Islam. is
mm,
to make sure we're accounted. Like, oh, my brother is not doing well, I got him. My sister's not doing well, I got her.
mm,
And
mm,
because you and me, we're brothers in this religion, and anyone watching a brother or sister, or even not, and they could feel that brotherhood or sisterhood just because like Islam has unity, you know, like regardless of where you're
mm,
from or how old you are, or anything. Yeah, like like if you need help, I'll have your back. Simon, you've always had my back with this program.
mashallah,
Any
alhamdulillah.
question I've ever had, you helped me out. You gave me a lot of meal plans, exercise routines, a Discord full of brothers and like sisters there. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
Mm,
I don't think there's any other way to get
mm,
help unless it's from like a community. Cause,
yeah,
people were like, we're social creatures and like we tend to like going to people like that are like-minded like us.
100%. And there's hadith about that as well. A lot of hadith, right? Two of like actually, let me tell you two. Like there's one there where the Prophet ﷺ says that the believers are like bricks of a building. They support each other, right? So one brick in it, like of itself, is not like it's not too much, right? But you put the bricks on top of each other, like they are gonna, even if the load is heavy, they together help to lift that load and support each other, right? And removing one of them is gonna, mess the whole thing up, right? And that's why community is so important. And that's why Prophet ﷺ said that. I thought of another hadith. Uh, he said that the you you are in the religion of a friend. Al-maru ala dini khalili falyandu ahadukum man yukhalil. A man is on the religion of his friend, so take a look who you have as friend. And friend here, he doesn't say sadiq, he says khalil. Khalil means like a very close friend, someone that will inevitably like be in your closest, social circle, right? And that's really important because these people are gonna, affect you. Their habits, whether good or bad, they're gonna, it's gonna be, you're gonna take some of that, right?
Yeah,
Um, and even the other hadith, I want to just pour it out there. I hope you don't mind. Uh,
please.
the This is like a prophecy actually, but it's one of hadith where the Prophet said that there will come a time where the non-Muslim nations will come upon the Muslim nation, just like a guest. Now I'm paraphrasing, but like a group of people, like a guest that's in a house, taking food from a table, right? So imagine like you have all these nations taking lands, taking stuff, right? And then the Sahaba, the companions, asked the Prophet, "Oh, is it because we're so few?" And he said, "No. Instead, you will be many that day. So you will be like the foam of the sea, meaning like we will be weak and disunited. So you
Mm.
like, and we see that today. Subhanallah, like it's Allah understand. But you see, like what happens when we don't. Like, what's the consequence of being isolated? What's the consequence of being disunited? Like you mentioned, like you're like just you becoming a better Muslim, and you mentioning like accountability, you mentioning community. Like subhanallah, like if that's not a sign in and of itself, like that we should not be alone in this, that we should have a community, we should unite, man. Like I don't know what is, but you know, khalas. Subhanallah.
Yeah, Allah, you hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, because if you're isolated, Shaitan's got you, man. Your own companion is Shaitan.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And I always say that, like, you're never alone. Either you're with a company of good friends and angels, or you're in company with shaitan and shayateen, like, devils. Like, there's no, like, you're never alone. Like, it's not like you and nothing else. Like, there's going to be something there, you know. And that's scary, really scary. So,
Allah.
getting
Fact.
goosebumps, man. Gotta check under my
Yeah.
bed, man.
In your closet, man.
Yeah, mashallah. No, jazakallah khair, bro. We subhanallah, may Allah bless you, bro. You gave a lot of inspiration, motivation, but also like truth bombs, I think people got to hear. SubhanAllah. Do you have
Alhamdulillah,
anything
man.
like you want to add, like that from your own heart, from your own mind?
Um, I know a lot of people on social media, they want to, change the world. They want to speak out, be activists. A lot of times, just changing one person's life could
Mm.
be like a chain reaction, right? That person helps someone, that person helped their family, their
Mm.
family helped their neighbor helped their coworker, and so like making yourself like bettering yourself betters
Mm.
others because they see
Mm.
you. They say, oh wow, this guy used to be a couch potato. He used to always eat McDonald's, but now he's
Mm.
drinking water, he's walking. Maybe I should change my life.
Yeah, subhanallah. And I think just look at like, I don't know about you, but like family members as well. Like because those are the people who are probably gonna see you the most, right? And I thought about like since you being mashallah Somali, I love the story of Imam Shafi'i, you know, because Somali they follow the madhab of Shafi'i madhab. So
Yeah.
he's from Palestine, like originally from Palestine. So
Oh.
he was he was born there, and his mother immigrated from Palestine to I think directly to Medina. It was just her and him, like those two. Like imagine that woman if she didn't do that, what would happen? Like so much things like he changed like Imam Shafi, bro. Like he changed stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so you said like you said, it's not about you don't have to change the world, you know. You can be part like how would you say it? Like changing yourself can be the change of the world. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like sometimes people look at it the wrong way. Like I gotta change the world. No, if you change yourself, that would be a change of the like in the whole. You know, if you change yourself and other people are gonna change with you, that's a change of the
Yeah.
world. Subhanallah.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Chain
man.
reaction.
Chain reaction, man.
Yeah.
MashaAllah. Exactly, bro. I will leave you to it, man. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, the move and the whole shebang. MashaAllah.